I would like to take this opportunity to thank Ms. Wilfred and the class for this school garden initiative that they have started. This initiative has gone further than I thought it would. I would also take the opportunity to thank the Minister of Education and the Minister of Agriculture and Land and Fisheries and Mr. Anthony Gordon of Village Gardener for helping us in this initiative. Boys and girls, give yourself a round of applause.
Consuela,
Present, Miss.
Shanita,
Present, Miss.
Simon, Miss Consuela and Miss Shanita. That is not nice. Why are you all laughing?
Miss, what was he wearing?
Consider at least the t-shirt match and the slippers.
That is not nice at all. We will speak about that after. Simon, what's the matter?
Well, my entire community got flooded out.
Come closer.
Yes. So over the weekend, my community got flooded out and we lost everything.
Oh my God.
So I had to borrow these clothes from my cousin. He doesn't have my school uniform, so I had to wear this. My parents told me I still have to come to school.
Yes,
because I have to learn.
Yes, and it's 6 weeks before SAA. Don't worry, we will sort it out. Have your seat, Simon.
Okay, miss.
Excuse me, miss, could I have my breakfast, please?
Sure, Adam. So the rest of you all can get ready. We're going to start English. Yeah? That is nice, Bobby. That is nice. Yes.
Can I get a piece of your sandwich?
The liquid shower!
What?
It's just a small piece I want.
It's literally bread alone and eating.
How come you don't bring a normal sandwich like all the other days while eating the dry bread?
Because she wanted to buy stuff and put it in a foil. The price was too high.
You will excuse me, okay? I have to run to the staff room to get something. Alright?
Okay, miss.
Good afternoon, students. So the teacher, Ms. Wilfred, invited me to come and speak to you about a very important situation, something that happened between Ada and Simon this morning. Now I want you to understand that what happened with Ada and Simon is a very serious challenge that is facing not only us but all around the world, and that is climate change. It means that the weather we are expecting, we are not getting. So therefore you would find floods like in Simon's case, and you would find food prices are increasing like in Ada's case. So today I brought you a video clip that I want you to take a look at. While you're looking at the video, I want you to think, how can you help in your own little way to help reduce this challenge that is affecting us here in Trinidad and Tobago, okay? So take a look at it, think while you listen, and you can ask your questions afterwards.
Good evening, you're watching GBN News. I'm Gabriela Marchand. Here's the look at the stories making news on this Sunday night. Antarctic sea ice reached its lowest peak by a wide margin for any year since 1979, when the continuous satellite record began. Glacier Lake burst in India, leaving 100 missing and 19 dead. Flash floods ripped through the Himalayan state of Sikkim on Wednesday, killing at least 19 and washing away roads and bridges. Drinking water supplies and sewage treatment plants have been totally damaged across districts affected, according to the state government. Water being taken for granted. An update from India. While some 2.4 billion people live in countries where the supply of water is limited, global water demand for agriculture is expected to increase by 35% by 2050, according to the UN Food and Agriculture Organization. Weather-related disasters displaced 43.1 million children in 6 years, according to UNICEF reports. The findings are contained in UNICEF's latest report, Children Displaced and in the Changing Climate, the first ever global analysis of children displacement caused by floods, storms, droughts, and wildfires. It also projects future trends for the next 3 decades. China's food security threatened by climate change. From record rainfall to scorching heat, Dramatic swings are testing China's ability to cope with the changing climate this summer. The heaviest rain in 140 years caused wild-scale flooding that destroyed fields and crops. Food security is now national priority for China's President Xi Jinping. And in local news, the Fisheries Division of the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries has now joined regional universities, the Caribbean Regional Fisheries Mechanism, and the Caribbean Natural Resources Institute to research climate change affecting fish production and movement in the region. The research is intended to tell us how local communities, their livelihoods, the coastal resources, and how ecosystems they depend on are affected. Flooding in Trinidad and Tobago threatens local farming. Food prices are expected to increase drastically, according to the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. As breaking news happens, we'll keep you covered on air and online. Head to gbn.com for more news, updates and coverage.
Thinking about what she did and what was said on the clip, I think that the topic should be changed for this year's debate. So, let's go with climate change and food security.
The Honorable Dr. Nayan Gatsby-Dolly, Minister of Education, Karen John, Managing Director of First Regional Bank, Ms. Sharon Hurst, Principal of Paradise Primary School, members of the media, parents and students, welcome to our debate forum. The theme for today's session is climate change and its implications on food security. I will now introduce you to our debaters. We have two teams, Smarticles, as well as Chip Chat Cheekers. I now invite Smarticles to engage us on the topic.
Thank you. Climate change talks about a change in the average conditions like temperature and rainfall in a region. Food security is a measure of how much food there is, if it's of right quality and whether people can access it. Example of adverse effect of climate change is flooding.
There are many ways flooding can affect food security. Number one, food availability. 2, access to food. 3, food stability. 4, food production. One way to address flooding is, I would like to see a project implemented by the government such as the Plan for the Planet initiative for student agriculture movement.
One way to address food security is the following. Farmers could plant above the ground without using soil using a hydroponic system. It uses minimum space and 90% less water than traditional planting. A skill to address the issue of climate change, flooding, food security is advocacy. I would like a chance to be like Miss Gabrielle Marchand and tell businesses to stop harming the environment and people all around to stop polluting rivers and making things worse.
One skill is to address the effect of the flooding. I would like the school to cooperate by meeting with the principal, with the students and the teachers of the year to discuss the way forward. For example, forming 4H Student Movement Club in school. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your contributions, Smarticles. I now invite Chip Chat Cheekers to engage us on the topic.
Your argument is totally flawed, as climate is the long-term pattern of weather in a particular area, and it allows us to have certain expectations of the weather conditions in that area. Recently, the weather has been quite unpredictable, which leads to the issue of climate change. We see this as there are many disruptions in water supply in various communities in South, Central, and East Trinidad. due to low pressures on the pipelines and drying up of the reservoirs caused by lack of rainfall and excessive heat. In hilly areas like Caraman, they depend on rainfall for crop survival, so this year farmers will not be able to have a good reap. According to the president of the Agricultural Society of Trinidad and Tobago, in some cases, farmers have lost about 35% of their crops due to extreme heat this year. This causes the price of produce in the market to get really expensive.
In our society, food insecurity is inevitable. And while our team does not doubt that there is a direct correlation between climate change and food insecurity, we argue that farmers are constantly struggling to meet the demand as weather conditions become unpredictable. My point stands as too much rainfall causes flooding and washed out crops, while driving up prices of produce, making them inaccessible to citizens. Be that as it may, there are health, environmental, food processing, and agricultural effects. While you argue that availability, production, sustainability, and accessibility is affected, it is no justification as Tobago, woodland, and open farmers cry as little rainfall hinders food quality and safety. Therefore, it has been reported that livestock and fisheries are hindered, which sucks the life out of food security in our society. As Standard 5 students, we can establish a school garden using grow boxes or hydroponics to sell produce to neighboring families by creating a market day to raise awareness, encourage independence, and inspire other students and schools nationwide and potentially regionally.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to our debaters. The winner of today's debate competition is none other than
With our winnings, we are going to start a school garden.
And do you know, ladies, I know a local gardener who can assist you all with that.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tony. So you also want Mr. Tony did.
Thank you,
Mr. Tony. So Simon, let's dig the hole here and here, and let me plant it now.
you can't put them too close. Remember, Mr. Tony said you can't put them too close because you can't space the roof. So we have to put it a little further.
Okay.
What the hole we are digging?
Uncle Tony.
Thank you. After that, I will water it so that
Put the kale together.
Very good.
Put the kale together.
Put the kale together, Mr. Tony. Say put the kale with the kale.
Yeah.
So come, Bobby, come and plant the kale. Come and try to plant this kale here.
Hi, the plant's looking so nice.
Yeah.
But remember, we have to water it every day, right?
Tomatoes, because Mr. Tony said that the sun too hot and the tomatoes will come good. So we have to put it in buckets so the fish will fertilize it. Oh, okay.
All roads lead to Paradise Primary School this weekend as we host our first annual market day. All our vegetables are organically produced by us, the students, in our very own school garden. Would you like to learn how to grow your own produce? Be sure to visit the Ministry of Agriculture Land and Fisheries booth, collect your seedlings, and get tips and tricks on starting your own home garden. Our market day kicks off at 8 a.m. Save the date, Saturday, October 14th, and come out in your numbers as we continue to work together to promote food security in Trinidad and Tobago. See you there.
Audio of the Minister of Education.
Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late?
Is it too late? Is it too late to save the earth?